Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video is looking at factors affecting food. We're going to first of all look at the mass production of food. On our Earth, the population is growing. This means that we require more and more food. At the same time, there is greater competition between shops, all trying to outcompete each other by providing the cheapest possible food. This means that supermarkets need to try and source the cheapest food and as much of it as possible. But is this a good thing? Let's look at the pros and cons. The pros of mass production of food is that it allows cheaper food to be sold. It also means there is a greater amount of food available. On the other hand, we need to consider animal welfare. Are the animals being treated in the right way? What about the waste that is produced? How is it being got rid of? Also, by limiting the amount of range, there is less variation. Is this also a good thing? We need to consider the word and term food security. This means having enough food to feed a population. Why is the population growing then? Well, the population is growing because there is a higher birth rate. There are better medicines. People are living longer. There are better living conditions. There is a better educational system, which means and allows people to make better informed choices. But there are also the issues. By requiring more food, there is a greater amount required, which means greater amount of space is required, which means greater amount of water and fertilizers are needed. There are also climate changes to consider, which makes it harder to grow some crops in certain climates. There are also new pests and new pathogens, and there are also costs involved, like the machinery costs, the purchase of seeds, livestock. We need to then use the term sustainable. Sustainable means that we are considerate about the methods that we use, so we are aware of our future generations. Let's look at an example. Fishing. There are now new regulations in place to prevent overfishing, so we can maintain our fish stocks. Methods include limiting the amount of fish that we caught. This is called our fishing quota. And we can also restrict the size and the age of the fish being caught. We don't want to catch the small youngsters. And therefore we use larger mesh sizes. Finally, we look at efficiency. Some farmers are trying to ensure that the food production is efficient, so they get the highest amount of food and produce. This is done by maybe reducing the movement of animals, keeping animals indoors in a regulated environment that is temperature controlled, regulating food so it is high in protein. This all means that less energy is wasted in maintaining body temperature and moving around, so the production is greater.